Billy Joel, the man behind Piano Man, New York State of Mind, and so many songs that define entire lifetimes, recently made a tough announcement. At 76, he's taking a step back from touring. But this isn't about retirement or slowing down. It's about something called normal pressure hydrocephalus, or NPH, a medical condition that's more common than most people think. And the good news is, it's often treatable. Now, NPH might sound complicated, but here's the simple version. It's a condition that happens when too much fluid builds up inside the brain. Not water exactly, but a kind of natural fluid that's supposed to flow and drain normally. In NPH, that drainage gets a little stuck. The pressure from that extra fluid can make people feel off balance, foggy in their thinking, and even affect their bladder control. But here's the hopeful part, and why this story really matters. NPH is one of the few brain conditions where people can actually get better. Yes, better, not just cope or slow it down, but actually feel like themselves again. Dr. Charles Matouk, who runs the NPH program at Yale, has seen it firsthand. He says that for many people, it starts small. They might shuffle when they walk or feel unsteady. They may forget things more often or struggle to think clearly. Some people wake up a lot at night to use the bathroom. Most folks, and even some doctors, just assume it's aging. But as Dr. Matouk puts it, there's nothing normal about normal pressure hydrocephalus. It's easy to miss because the symptoms come on slowly. But here's what to watch for. If someone's walking gets worse over time, if their thinking becomes foggy, and if they're having bladder issues too, it could be NPH. And if it is, there's real hope. So how do doctors find out if someone has it? They start with a brain scan, kind of like a fancy X-ray, to see if there's too much fluid. Then they do a test where they drain some of that fluid and see if the person feels better. If walking improves or the mind feels clearer, that's a big clue. If someone is diagnosed with NPH, there's actually a treatment, and it offers real hope. Doctors can do a small surgery to put in a shunt, a tiny tube that drains the extra fluid from the brain into another part of the body where it can be absorbed. It helps relieve the pressure and lets the brain work like it's supposed to. The idea of brain surgery might sound intense, but Dr. Charles Matouk explains that it's usually straightforward. Most patients are back home within a couple of days. The recovery isn't long, and in many cases, people start to notice changes pretty quickly. It's not dramatic in the operating room, it's dramatic in real life. And this is where things get pretty incredible. People who had trouble walking, who shuffled slowly or needed a cane, can often start walking with ease again. Movements become smoother, confidence returns, and mentally it's just as powerful. People who felt like they were slipping away mentally, forgetting things, struggling to focus, start thinking clearly again. Conversations get easier, emotions start coming through again. It's not magic, but it feels that way. Dr. Matouk says that's what makes NPH different. With conditions like Alzheimer's or Parkinson's, there's no simple fix. But with NPH, if it's caught early enough, many of the hardest symptoms can actually go away. That's why Billy Joel's honesty matters so much. By talking about his diagnosis, he's helping people understand what NPH is, and maybe helping someone else catch it in time. His story might lead to someone else getting treated, walking better, thinking clearer, and getting their life back. For fans, it's tough to watch someone like Billy step back from performing, but he's not giving up. He's choosing to take care of himself. That spirit, that decision to face this head-on, says a lot. It's about resilience, about fighting for your rhythm when it starts to slip. Even off stage, Billy's still making an impact. He's raising awareness, giving hope, and maybe helping someone else find their way back to the music of everyday life.